Discerning Hearts presents In Search of the Still Point with Dr. Regis Martin. In episode 23, Dr. Martin reflects on Happy Thanksgiving.
It was H.L. Mencken who first paid tribute to the martini, of which he must have consumed a great many. The only American invention, he said, as perfect as the sonnet. Perhaps even more perfect, since, unlike the sonnet, you can at least drink one. Several, actually. Milton Berle, for instance, insisted that if it weren't for the olives in his martinis, he'd have starved to death. Of course, I'm no expert on the matter, having always preferred Burgundy to booze, which is why when I get to heaven, if I get to heaven, I will be sure to thank Jesus for having made so much of it. About 180 gallons of well water, we're told, miraculously turned into rare vintage wine. His first miracle, too. That must surely count for something. Hilaire Belloc certainly thought so, which is why he wrote the following rhapsody on the subject. Wherever the Catholic sun doth shine, there's always laughter and good red wine. At least I've always found it so. Benediciamus Domino. So if you can't think of anything to give thanks for on the one secular holiday set aside for doing so, then thank God for the grape. And that includes Our Blessed Lady, thanks to whose kind intervention a ruinous social occasion was blessedly averted. They have no wine, she tells her son quite simply. And then, when Jesus shows some reluctance to move on the matter, reminding his mother that, quote, my hour has not yet come, she cuts right to the chase, instructing the servants to go and do whatever he tells you. These are, by the way, her very last words recorded in the New Testament, and how they must have horrified the high-minded, all those terribly stuffy types, ever so fastidious when it comes to the flesh. They cannot bring themselves to abide the least liquor or license. They would surely recoil before so blatant an invitation to alcoholic excess. How they must be asking themselves, could God really have authorized such a thing? No wonder the Methodists hate it, sipping their silly grape juice, lest they be seen swilling the wine that will shortly become his blood. Can there be any scandal equal to this in Holy Scripture? Or for those who accept and rejoice before so stupendous a miracle, a better reason to express gratitude and thanksgiving? And where does it all begin but with incarnation? Isn't that scandal enough to go around for everyone? I mean to say, why on earth would God wish to lower himself to become one of us? The Logos of God, reduced to the status of a mere zygote. There can't be much of a percentage in that exchange. And yet, what are the words we say at every Mass, but that by the mystery of this water and wine may we come to share in the divinity of Christ, who humbled himself to share in our humanity. Infinity dwindled to infancy is how the immortal Hopkins put it. The realism of the thing is so wonderfully bracing, sort of like a glass of Chablis under a warm sun. And we certainly know where it's all going, straight to the heart of Catholic worship, which is the Eucharist, a sublime sacrificial banquet for which we can never come to an end of giving thanks. Indeed, the very word itself bespeaks thanksgiving. So it is good that we give thanks to God, both for our country, where the blessings of liberty abound, and for the grape. And in thanking him, along with the splendid artistry of man, for its most welcome distillation into wine. Fruit of the vine and work of human hands, as we say at Mass. Why, we are made doubly grateful for the blood that God himself invites us to drink. So, happy Thanksgiving, and thanks for listening. This is Regis Martin in search of the still point.
You've been listening to Dr. Regis Martin in search of the still point. For more episodes in this series, visit discerninghearts.com, or you can find it in our free Discerning Hearts app or on many other streaming platforms. Discerning Hearts is a 501c3 nonprofit Catholic apostolate dedicated to evangelization and spiritual formation through the use of new media. To learn how you can support our mission, visit discerninghearts.com.